T.Gomillion, who is here to talk to us about her luxury hair extension company, Tresses of Art. How are you doing today, dear friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad that you made time. She booked and busy. So I'm so glad that she made time to come sit down with me and talk to me.
Definitely.
So I definitely want to talk to you about how, in general, how is it to be pursuing your own business, to really just trying to get your feet, on the ground when it comes to starting your own hair extension line?
Well, honestly, we are in a saturated market with anything that you do, whether it's selling clothes, to doing nails, to selling hair. Doing hair, we're pretty much in a saturated market.
Right.
So with me getting my foot in the door, it wasn't to beat the others. It was more so with purpose. So I had to evaluate myself. What about me and my brand that stands amongst the others?
Right.
And that's pretty much how I originated Tresses of Art. The name and everything with that came off of me brainstorming what makes me different and the true meaning of why I'm doing it. Not doing it to make money, not doing it to buy time, but why am I really doing this? And it's something I really want to invest in because it takes time.
For sure. And like you said earlier, it's definitely saturated. Like everyone is trying to sell hair extensions. So when you went into choosing your vendors, when you went into choosing like your theme, like everything is based in art. So what encouraged you to take it there to those heights where you're taking luxury hair extensions to another height because you're coming from an angle of art?
Yeah, so basically Tresses of Art really stems off of my name and my great-grandmother's name, Artrice. And it stems around her because she fought breast cancer twice in her left and right boob, and beat it both times. And she's 85 years old. So it really was the goal of letting our legacy live on. With having such beautiful hair as such, imagine her losing all of it. So that's where it came off of. We took off the Trees part and kept art, like Artrice, and kept art. And then I brainstormed some more and I was like, it's art. Like your hair is literally art. It goes through different coloring stages. It goes through different phases. It's seen on different platforms. Everybody's trying to have African American hair textures or styles. So just to see the transitions of hair creates art to me. It's pretty much a whole process. It's a whole canvas that can be painted empty to full and back empty again.
True. And I have witnessed and even been a part of some of your beauty projects, to promote, and all of it has been centered around just beauty, making women feel beautiful. Right. So how do you want women to feel when they get Tresses of Art extensions installed in their hair?
I want them to feel like they are the master art piece. I want them to know there's no body shaming, there's no face shaming. It's your true beauty and what you see as art. So if you want to wear your hair a sleek ponytail, if you want to add a pop of color, those things are determined by the artist. And so each girl I call an artist of their own. When they wear my hair, I want them to feel like an artist. Like you're painting your own canvas, and however you want to look and however you feel about it, it's what we see on that portrait.
Right.
So if you want to be bright and vibrant, then I see bright colors for you. And so art can be all kind of things, You can sketch different things. You can have pastel colors, all kind of things. So pretty much every woman, I want them to know and rest assured that they are artwork. They are a masterpiece. Their body's art, their hair's art. They are truly art. And so in order to boost their confidence, let them know first, look at yourself as art. And then you can identify other creative and beautiful things amongst us in the universe.
For sure. And how do you describe luxury? Because like we've been talking about this whole time, everyone's going to say, oh, I have the best hair. Oh, my hair is this. My hair is grade A. So when it came to you picking out your hair, how did you go about making sure that it was luxury?
So before I started wearing my own hair, I had vendors, and I wore before showing everybody else. There was some Indian hair I didn't quite like. There were some things I didn't like about certain things. So I didn't stop at the first go around. I had to continue to take risks, honestly. Take risks to see where I'm going to go with it. Ask other people to wear the hair to make sure that they thought the same as I thought about the hair. Yeah, I even sold under the price and was paying for hair so folks can try the hair to make sure it's not me being biased amongst other competitors. And so a year later, and here I am ready to launch.
Okay. When is the launch date for Tresses of Art, for the website to drop, for everything to just be there?
So as people don't know right now, we are being business bosses and working through a quarantine situation. So I had ideas of what I wanted to go, but of course I see that God has other plans. So as long as my vendors amongst other countries are still active and the mail service is still going, I plan on having everything done before the end of March. So that way April 1st, like an April Fool's, I want to go ahead and just let it pop.
Nice.
Just let it pop.
On April 1st?
Yes.
Okay, because you're always playing. That's all right.
I'm always playing, y'all. Always.
So this whole time you've been a full-time student, a full-time 9 to 5 employee. Like, you got so much going on, because Tresses of Art is not even the end.
It's like it's literally like this much to where I want to go.
Right. So how do you stay focused with having all of that going on? How do you stay focused with being an entrepreneur and just going after your hair company and everything else that you want to do?
Well, first, Christ.
For sure.
He helped me plan this entire thing. I didn't stop at where I was. I wanted the company to be called Tresses of Magic, Hair of Magic, and have unicorns and dumb stuff as the logo.
Unicorn?
Yes, magical stuff. I always put a little spark in my messages as I was, I'm magic. But in reality, I was like, that's not gonna cut it. Like, girl, if you get in front of people, what are you gonna say to them? Like, what are you gonna, how are you going to make this company sell amongst the others? And so, basically what made me unique and deciding was Christ, my friends like you keeping me going. I wanted to quit numerous of times.
No quitting.
Because imagine grad school, full-time, 12 credit hours a semester, and working 40 plus hours mandatory at your 9 to 5 job. Like, where do you have time? How do you have time to work out? How do you have time to eat properly? How do you have time? So I had to take back other things to make sure this dream comes true. So, tears, blood, sweat, and tears, literally. People scamming, all kind of things that have come up that made me realize, like, you too are a motivation to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is my friend. I love her. But even after all of that stuff you just named, everything that you've gone through, is there anything that you would change about it? Because there's so many people that we see who are millionaires, who used to be regular people like me and you.
Right.
And they don't want to show people the struggle. They just want people to see, oh, I'm here, I'm a boss, like I got the money.
No.
So would you take back any of what you've gone through to get to this point?
Yes. I know people say don't live with regrets, and I don't regret anything that I do. However, if I wasn't so eager to hear people say, girl, when is it dropping? When is it dropping? When is it dropping? I could have saved more money being more strategic, waiting until God said it's go time.
Right.
I spent $10,000 on a calendar photo shoot. And I wasn't ready yet. It was like and everyone's like, girl, when are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do that? And I'm like, whoa, pump your brakes. And although I can still use those pictures for other things and different projects, it was still the point that I wasn't ready.
Right.
And so I would tell any young girl, any old girl, any new girl, any type of girl, take your time. Know what you want and take your time. And also know that as you grow and then you get more audience, of course your taste buds for your website will change. Of course the logo may change, but that's a part of the growth. Mm-hmm. And so you can bet that Coca-Cola wasn't the way it looks now. It used to be in bottles and glass, now it's in cans, and different things change. So I have learned to just go with what I have and don't try to max out on other things that's not beneficial at this time. And so if I could have spent that $10,000 on this, I would have been launched, been took off. But because I did it the wrong way, I thought that was gonna be my gateway in, and it wasn't. And so just, restructuring things, being honest with myself and other people, and still testing out the hair.
Yes, I thank you so much for being so transparent, because that's something that I talk about all the time. Like, people need to see that it's somebody that's sitting on their couch that has a dream, that has a goal and a vision, and they don't want to put their foot out on faith.
Don't spend all the money.
Don't spend all your money. It's
Literally.
like she's saying, like, be strategic about everything that you do, and don't get discouraged because you see somebody's success story and you're like, oh, I can never have that. Oh, it's so perfect.
Right.
Oh, everything was aligned. Because they don't tell you, oh, well, I tried to do this project and it didn't work.
Well, I'll tell anybody. I tell my little cousin, if you think about a business, my personal opinion, and I'm in grad school to get a master's in business, MBA. And I graduate May 1st, although I won't be able to walk across the stage. But I tell anybody, and I'll tell anybody going forward into my journey, start small. If I would have known what I knew now, I mean, I hear about people talking about it, but really putting in the work for it, I would have definitely started off with my business license, my logo, and getting it trademarked. I wouldn't have worried about $1 spent for any other project until I got those foundations. I would research the name, make sure no one else has it. Research, is it available on Instagram? Research your color schemes. Colors are important. Read what color you're putting with your brand. What does black stand for? What does pink stand for? What does yellow? These things have meaning, and so does your brand. So do those small research first. Know your mission statement. Know your value statement. Know what your thing is about. If it's service, what does it do for you? And don't just go off of, oh, I got a perfect idea. Let's go ahead. Let's go full throttle. That's not how it's going to work. Not always, unless, you're winning the lottery or something.
Right.
It takes a lot to just have everything in order perfect. And so that's why you see a lot of celebrities, they start with their clothing line 10 years later because they have the resources, and it still took time. So just be strategic. That's my only advice.
Okay. How do you envision the success story for Tresses of Art?
It's already a success story.
Sure.
Now it's already a story. Honestly, just going with the wins and the punches that it takes and brings. Knowing that change is inevitable. You have to change. You have to change what you thought would be the perfect picture. You have to change models. You have to change hairstyles, ideas. Someone's always biting your idea, and that's okay. Be a trendsetter, but always change and go with how the world is evolving. The universe evolves, and so should you. Don't stay stuck on the 1990s, evolve with it. So that's my success story. Basically, I'm evolving with it as it goes. I can't predict what's going to come from it. I know what my visions are for it, but I can't predict before I can see, I leave it up to Christ. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, friend, for coming to talk to me. I love her so much, and she knows it. But tell the people where they can follow you.
So I am on Facebook as T.Gomillion. I want to change that. Instagram as T_Gomillion, and my business page is Tresses of Art. I have that on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Tresses of Art. So more to come. I have some dope brand ambassadors, some dope supporters, some dope ideas in mind. And as you should know, the whole brand stems off of art. So you can only imagine what's to come of that.
For sure, because it's so broad. You can go everywhere with art.
Right.
Definitely. Well, definitely make sure you follow her, subscribe, tap any link you see. Do it all. And then for me, if you have any suggestions for the Vance brand, you can definitely email us at vancevlogging@gmail.com. If you are someone you're an entrepreneur, you want to get your business featured on the Vance brand, you can also email at that address, vancevlogging@gmail.com, and make sure to subscribe to the Vance brand on YouTube. When you see this video, like, share, comment, subscribe, and just share it.
Just support for free. Free is for me. Free 99.
Free 99. It's practically free. Bye. I'm done. Bye.